What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now today we are back here with another reaction to the great man TRS Clips, aka the Ranveer Show. Original link is in the description. I'm just going through and reacting to a lot of these clips from the Robin Uttapal episode. I'll edit that out. But hey, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, comment down below. I'm just going to end up uploading like 3 to 4 of these videos in one day. So hey, that'll be the explanation for that. Let's get into it. Come on, we've got 2007 Dhoni's leadership secrets. I'm here to learn from the great man. Let's do it. It's on mute just for this opening part. All right, let's get into it. Let's go.
There's a lot of questions I have about 2007.
Sure.
So
A lot of questions?
2007, there's a clip that's going viral lately about MS Dhoni telling Ravi Shastri in the post-match presentation after the match against Australia that I read an article you wrote on a website about the team and how we are not favourites and here we are, we've beaten Australia.
Hey.
And it was kind of like a, see, we believe in ourselves. It was a very young team. Did you guys give yourself a chance in the group stages, or as the tournament went on, you'll realize what you guys are doing? Because we've not won a T20 World Cup since then.
So, one of the things we did really well that year, is that very categorically decided as a team that this is new. So, let's not get ahead of ourselves and let's take just one game at a time. And let's look to learn as much as possible and have fun. Right? So, pressure's off immediately. You're not looking too far ahead. You're looking only to the next game. And our first game was against Scotland, which got washed off.
Scotty.
The second game was against Pakistan. And the thought of, we've never lost to Pakistan in the World Cup. We don't want to lose to Pakistan in the World Cup.
Yeah.
So that was the motivation for that game. And that was a humdinger of a game, bro. Like, imagine from being 19 for 4, we put up 158. And they need 2 runs to win on the last over. Srishant bowls magic. And then UV gets the run out in the end.
Massive.
Oh, God,
That's a crazy finish. Yeah.
And there's a bowl out.
And there's a bowl.
Oh, I forgot you had the bowl out.
All.
Yo, hold on. I need to pause this. This will be the last pause of the video, but who raises their hand to bring back the bowl out? I'm here for it. I'm all for the bowl out. Hey, we have super overs. Why not bring the bowl out back? I'm here for it.
Clearly during the bowl out, like,
I was here.
this is what you're going to do.
Yeah. So basically, I've told this story like I think 1,000 times. I'll tell it again.
Let's hear it. I'm ready.
So so we had this, and I have to give credit to Venkatesh Prasad for this. Okay,
Venki.
He read the playing conditions, and I think very few people from other teams read the playing conditions or at least Pakistan didn't. And they told us, and he said, okay, you know what? We'll play this game as a warm-up game. So after we finish our warm-up and we finished our training, warm-up and all that, we'll play this as a game, batters versus bowlers. So in the nets, bowlers will go up against batters, and amongst the batters, Dhirubhai, me and Rohit Sharma were the ones who were hitting it most often. So when the bowl-out thing came out, I went to Mahi and said, bro, I have to bowl. So he looked at me.
I have to bowl.
Maybe 2 seconds ran. He looked at me and said, okay, fine.
Okay.
And I put my name in. So first name, second name, third name was me.
Ooh.
So I said, okay, and I bowled, and it all got over. And then Baju Baba.
Oh, bowled him. Oh.
And then I bowled third, and then we didn't have to bowl the fourth because by then we'd won. And
We're all surprised that the Pakistanis weren't hitting the stumps.
yeah,
Bro, missed everything.
because one is
Don't know how to
they're
bowl.
fast bowlers, and the fast bowlers are bowling off short run-ups.
Yeah,
And
fair.
then Afridi was the third one who bowled.
Completely missed it.
When a fast bowler is bowling from short run up, the rhythm's not there. The direction, just the rhythm's not there, man. And then when the rhythm's not there, you're going to be a little wayward, and it's just 3 stumps. And one of the things Mahi did really well that time is he sat behind the stumps. He didn't even keep there. Kamran Akmal was keeping beside the stumps. Here,
That's-
Mahi was sitting,
Okay.
kneeling down on his haunches in front of the stumps, right? So it's like you bowled to me, you hit the stumps. Like these are small.
Yeah, no, okay. No. That is
In
IQ.
hindsight,
No,
when I think about it, when I've thought about it,
that's crazy.
I'm like, why did Mahi say yes? And
Why did
I
he say
suppose, I haven't even spoken to him about this, but I suppose, actually, I'll ask him at some point, that when I went to him and I asked him that, hey, I want to bowl, he looked at me. I remember him looking at me and he got dead serious for a couple of seconds. He said, okay, you bowl. I suppose he thought, if I have a youngster backing himself to do something that none of my other guys are putting their hand up for themselves, then he must really have confidence in his ability. Let me back that. For me, from a leadership point of view, that's a massive lesson.
Yeah.
Whether you're in the corporate world, whether you're playing a team sport, whether you're anywhere, whether you're leading your own team here, right? If someone says, hey, I'll do it, and if you back that, you say, okay, do it. I'm here with you, do it. There's a sense of confidence that you're giving the person who's already very confident. The rate of success or the chances of him being successful are way more
Yeah. True.
than someone would be like, I don't know if I should do it. If they tell me to do it, I'll do it.
Yeah. Puts a lot of
And for me,
pressure.
that is when I thought about it, it's like, hey, that's a great lesson to share. You know, with perhaps leaders or team leaders or cricket team leaders or sport leaders or in any walk of life, CEOs, you know, CXOs, whatever. So it's a great lesson. I feel, and that is the one thing I take away from that. When I share this story, that's one thing I constantly take away is like, hey, there's a great leadership lesson, and perhaps his leadership skills kind of started from there. You know, maybe that's where he started trusting his instinct. Maybe those are the aspects that made him trust his instincts so much as a captain. And one of the things I've asked him is like, how does it work for you as a leader? You're like, I don't mind failing on my terms. Like, I know I have great instincts and I don't mind being wrong 4 times out of 10. But 6 times out of 10, if I'm right, I'll be serving my team. And he's right 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10. He's wrong. And honestly, the guy exercises living in the present so much. I think he channelizes the divine.
He can see the future. Just
No, not see the future.
He can see the
but I think he
future.
channelizes the divine. And
Yo, I'm not going to lie to you. It would not surprise me if we found out that Dhoni could see the future. Like, I mean, there's definitely been some questionable
seeing the future.
moments.
I feel like he gets information that serves him at the present moment.
He doesn't look too far ahead.
I don't think he can. I think he's able to stay so much in the present and channelize that, and he consciously exercises that as a human being. Right? He, like, for a guy who gets so much attention, so much love, the poor fellow's a loner. Yeah, he spends the predominant part of his time is spent being alone in a hotel room, spending a lot of time alone, and in that time, the way he exercises that time is also very beautiful. Like, he plays a lot of games that keep him in the present. He goes through a lot of these things that help him stay in the present. You know, he exercises that consciously as a human being, which is what enhances the work or the calls that he made as a leader in the past.
Is he a meditator?
No.
Not at all.
Really?
So he lives life in the present. You don't need to meditate if you're living life in the moment.
Deeply mindful.
It can help.
He's uber conscious.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
in the sense, like, he's just there all the time.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah.
Promise,
Okay.
he's got the fastest wit. You think his stumpings are fast? His wit is fast. Super fast.
You can imagine.
Cuts you.
Has he changed over the years?
No.
Same guy.
It's the same the same guy I met in 2000.
The same guy.
The same guy today.
Did you see a captain in 2004?
You saw an independent thinker. You saw an independent thinker for sure. He had his own way of doing things. I remember we did Greg Chappell took us to this
Chapel.
before the 2007 World Cup, took us to this
Oh,
place
okay.
somewhere in Bangalore, where there's a team building place where you get together with your team and you do team building exercises. And he was made the leader of one group, and the solutions he came up with was like quick. And then the team that he was leading won things. So I remember that part. Like, hey, this fellow thinks just differently. It's very tangent, very adjacent to normal, regular thought. And that's when I saw, okay, he's an independent thinker. He's got his own thoughts. And then when you talk to him about life, you talk to him about, in general, about a lot of things, it's very practical, very in the present, very, very precise with his thought process, and can be to the point as well, very curt and like to the point. in your face, on the nose, so to speak.
You know how there's a narrative about no other wicketkeeper during the Dhoni era getting as many chances because of MS Dhoni's presence? Do you think that is true for possible captains as well? Like, did we miss out on seeing another great captain just because of Dhoni Bhai's presence?
Not necessarily.
I don't
Leaders
see
at that
why.
time, maybe Gotti. Gotti, very similar captains, genuinely. Always, like, these are guys who are always 1 or 2 overs ahead of the game when they were leading on the field. So I would say Gotti and Mahi, for me, are very similar captains.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy to think? Like, both of these guys are so different in the way that they present themselves on the field as well. Like, obviously, Gambhir can show his emotion a fair bit of the time. Usually, he's just sitting on the bench looking like Sunil Narayan, stone cold, like the man Dhoni. So, obviously, they have those similar aspects, but obviously, you wouldn't see the man Dhoni go up to Kohli like last season and, you know, try and get in his face. I don't think that's really Dhoni's sort of go, but obviously leadership aspects, you can see the absolute hardcore nature of both, just doing absolutely anything to win. So, understandable.
I think maybe Virubhai,
Viru?
UV, perhaps UV, because I think it was between UV and Mahi. I think Mahi got the call.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else. And then he handed it over to Virat when he felt he was past it.
Yeah.
I thought Rohit got it a little late. Should have got it much earlier.
Really?
And
Interesting.
I felt like he deserved it much earlier. But I think transition of power also has its ways. But yeah, I think I don't think anyone missed out in that sense. But the ones who missed out is the ones who were named.
Hey man, that is another banger episode right there. I think there's about 2 to 3 more clips from this podcast, so I'm going to react to all of those. Don't you worry. This is great stuff. Obviously, I didn't want to sit there and listen to the 2.5 hour full podcast just for these really important bits. So shout out to the Clips channel. I hope we all enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Let's get into the next one.